what's new, guys? Back with a fresh final review. And today we're going to be looking at the X Plus 25 centimeter Gabara from 1969's Godzilla's Revenge. Okay, this is the Rick version. He comes packed with this goofy little bastard menu here we're going to talk about at the end. But let's get some facts straight right out of the way. The box, let's look at the box. See the box? There is no box. We don't need to talk about the box anymore because everybody knows about the freaking boxes. I kept the little sticker thingy label that you know what I'm talking about? Good. Let's move on. Plastic crap, cardboard, get rid of it, recycle, give back to the earth, recycle and give back to earth. I just said it, okay? Good. Bam. Okay. So, look, you got 140 X Plus figures, you just can't keep all the boxes anymore. We know this anyway. So, enough about the box. Figure came out in mid-May 2017, okay? Like I said, I got the Rick. If you went with the Rick, you're probably looking about $150 for the set, plus shipping on top of that, give or take, depending on what resource you used to get the figure. If you went to standard, you didn't get the goofy little bastard over here, so we get him out of the way, and you got this awesome Gabara figure in the Toho 25 centimeter large monster series, okay? So if you got the standard, cost you about $100. I just checked on my nifty little electronic laptop device over there. If you go on Hobby Search at the time of this recording, it could be sold out when you're watching it, but Hobby Search still had the figure in stock for about $100. Maybe it was about $106. And that's before shipping. That's a steal. I mean, really, we're talking about the detailed X Plus figure, 25 centimeter form, for a Gabara figure. One of the, I would say definitely an underrated kaiju, definitely an underrated collectible in a lot of people's collections. So $106 if you want to get a Hobby Search standard, or hunt down the Rick if you want to get the goofy little bastard menu here. Godzilla told me I need to fight my own battles. You get the little goofy little bastard, okay? Bam. Alright, so let's talk about the figure. First off, I'm going to say this is my very first Gabara figure. I have never had a representation of Gabara in my collection until the X Plus released this figure here. Now, I could have got the YMSF one, didn't float my boat. When I was in Japan 2015, we're going to talk two things about Japan 2015. John Bumpus of Skronk. I always screw it up because I can't pronounce things right. I can't even pronounce Houston right. Everybody says I say Houston. You gotta say the Hugh, like humans and Houston with Hugh Jackman. Anyway, whatever. When we were in Japan, John Bumpus, he got the Bullmark Gabara figure, and I was like, wow. I watched him buy it. I watched him negotiate. I watched him wheel and deal and get a good price for his Bullmark Gabara figure, which was from the 1970s. And I was like, damn. And I was like, I don't have a Gabara. And, if I was like, that would make a great first Gabara figure. So, tip my hat to John because, really spiked my interest in probably wanting to get one of those at a certain point in time later down the road. But whatever. So, Gabara, that was John's first. I don't know if that was your first figure, John. Was it? I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going about this. But in Japan, when John bought his, I'm like, I really need a Gabara figure. Okay? So then we were with Gio Okamoto. We were out to dinner and Kaiju Sakaba in Osaka. And I'm like, I asked him, Gabara figure coming with him. And I remember him telling me they're working on it. So that was in December 2015. So it was great to know that finally a Gabara figure was going to be released in the X Plus 25 centimeter line, and that got me all giddy and happy and fluttery with fresh vinylness all over my body. Woo! Okay, so here we are with Gabara. Again, I'll gladly get a Bullmark. The YMSF didn't really float my boat. And what else is out there? There's kits. Oh, I got to make a plug here. Steve Zaragoli, Burley Vang, Mark... I'm forgetting the name. Mark Schultz? Oh, darn. Guys, I'm sorry. I should have did my homework. But they just came out with their own, created within the hobby of their own 30 centimeter bully. Okay, so that looks really awesome. You get that. That's in the 30 centimeter scale. Anyway, but it's great to have the 25 centimeter version here because it's wrapping up the Showa line. There's not much else left in the 25 centimeter Showa line, if anything at all. Sure, Frankenstein, King Kong. A couple other, non-Godzilla film kaiju, but we'd have to sit down, maybe make a video out of that. Anyway, I'm rambling. My first Gabara figure, I love it. It's great. Yeah, Gabara's a goof. He's a bully. You look at the figure, he has no tail. He's got this little nub of a butt, right there, that little thing. And I didn't even notice it until I got the figure, because I don't, it's not like if the camera focused on his ass in the film. It'd be kind of weird anyways. But he's got this little nub thing there. His body's all dimpled up and bumpy and whatnot. Looks like chicken pox, poison ivy, hives, whatever. Maybe Gabara's so mad because he looks like this. Maybe he's mad because he doesn't have a tail like every other kaiju. Who knows? Maybe he's mad because he's got this, troll-like Chucky the Killer Doll style hair on his head. Maybe that's why he's mad and he picks on Minya. Who knows? Do you know? Who knows? You know what I mean? But who knows? Anyway, figure's beautiful. I mean, it's great. You don't need anything. You just pull them out of the box. What's also great, there is no tails. You don't have to go those squishy, soft action going. Pull them out of the box, throw them on the table, throw the box away, and look at him in his awesomeness. And the figure, it is beautiful. Lots of great detail. The paint job is great. I do love the texturizing in the paint job and the darks in between the bumps and everything. That looks all great. Teeth are all individually sculpted, pretty much like we expect from X+. The horns on top of his head look great. There's not many. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. Anyways, he's got his pretty little elf-like ears nestled in around his goofy little hair up there. Okay, now let's dig into some of the finer details here. The eyeballs. Now I think these are decals put on. Because I feel like I should know this, but sometimes I can't tell if they're painted or if they're decals, and I'm pretty sure they're decals because I remember looking at the gigantic Burning Godzilla, looking real close at his eyes, and I was like, those look like they're decals stickered on. And so that's maybe why, if we think back to the original 30 centimeter Godzilla 2004, one eye's looking that way, one eye's looking that way. He's like, ugh. So maybe the people putting decals on weren't really paying attention. I don't know. But the eyes look really great. You got like 3 different layers going on here and a beady little pupil in the middle. So those look good. He does look like a Boston Terrier, right? Agree with me because I said so. How about that? Okay. So that looks good. A fine detail. Something I think the one thing that really blows my mind here about this figure is the holes in the neck. Again, certain Varan, I think the Varan has it. Some of the other figures have it, but the holes in the neck where the suit actor was inside, that's how the suit actor sees out. Beautifully done. That looks great. Okay, so the figure's awesome. So let's look at the goofy little bastard over here, Minya. They captured that goofy look of Minya perfectly. Sure. Why do we really need another Minya? No, not necessarily. We have the one that came with the Rick 68. I will show him momentarily. We have the 30 centimeter. Then there was also the 25 centimeter version that came with the 67 Godzilla, which I don't have. Not a big deal, but I got 3 X Plus Minyas now, 2 25s and 130. That's enough to, get the job done, okay? So let's look at a few pictures of the difference between the Minyas, okay? And very similar, obviously, you show them to your Aunt Bunny, and she's like, oh, they look the same, they're ugly little bastards or whatever. But what does Aunt Bunny know? Aunt Bunny doesn't know nothing. We know the difference because this is what we do, people. We know the difference. We could sit here and say, no, Aunt Bunny, that's the 1968 Minya. This is the 1969 Minya, Aunt Bunny. Okay? Now go back downstairs, read your TV guide, fall asleep, drool, and spill your fucking Diet Pepsi all over the floor. Okay? Anyway, thanks, Aunt Bunny. All right, so those are the difference between the Minya. Let's bring up the 25 centimeter Godzilla 68 for scaling purposes. Okay, so they fit in scale very nice. Looks really good. Actually, this is the first time I'm pairing them, putting them together, and it's like the battle of who gets to beat up Minya, and Minya's like whatever. Obviously you could pose your figure like that as if Gabara was going to electrocute his ass, but there's no electric shock here to the figure. I remember asking, gee, why didn't they make, an electric shock come out of Gabara's hands for his figures, because the concern for kids getting electrocuted, they didn't want any lawsuits, of parents suing X Plus for Gabara being a bully and electrocuting the little snot-nosed kid. So that's why there's no electric shock there. So you just got to place him there and make it look like he's getting electrocuted. Okay? Anyway, so these all scale up very nice. Great to have a 25 centimeter Gabara. Figure's beautiful. Certified fresh. I'm happy it's my first Gabara. Will it be the last? I doubt it. I'm probably going to hunt down the the bull mark at some point in time. Maybe if X Plus stops making figures and consuming my budget of collecting on their damn toys, but I'm not really complaining because I love this shit. Okay, so that is the rest. That concludes my review. It's a 10 out of 10 for Gabara. I don't have any complaints. Yeah, there's a couple seams here, but Jesus, get over it, people, about the seams. If you don't like seams, go build a model kit, shut up, and have a happy day. Okay? That's all I got to say about that. The next fresh final review will be the 25 centimeter Kaiser Ghidorah. And I will see you in that next fresh final review. Bam!